A talent agency optimizes for their work on the candidate side of the fence. A search firm optimizes for what happens on the client side of the process. So a talent agent, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a talent agency. I personally do not run that business model. I see that it has some utility, but it's good to understand the implications of each model, because I think most people who buy recruiting services don't necessarily appreciate there's even a difference. A talent agency's operational principle is to place their candidates. So if they work with a candidate, they may introduce them to 4 or 5 different teams, and the idea is, hey, you can pick the best team. So their whole thing is around building a candidate community. A search firm is about guaranteeing results for the hiring client. Personally, I think that is the appropriate way for a recruiting firm to operate, because it's the client that pays the bills. If you hire a talent agency, the prime beneficiary of the service is the candidate, but you're paying for it. But when they bring you a candidate, they're also bringing that candidate to 4 or 5 other teams that are competing with you to hire them, which, again, there is value in this, but I just find it a little bit strange. The way we're approaching things, we will build a typically 150-ish person outreach target list for each search that we run, and we will manage the entire process to some extremely predictable metrics that result in the right hire for you. And because we're targeting people who typically are not actively looking for a job, most of the time they're not interviewing with 4 or 5 other places. They're only interviewing with you. And the binary choice they have at the end of the process is, do I stay where I am and keep doing what I'm doing, or do I join these guys and accelerate my career and accelerate their organization? So you'll see the metrics are much, much tighter when you work with a search firm, but it also requires more investment and time commitment on your part.